So, as many of you know, I run the podcast, the CWT Business Audio Show. And that podcast you can find anywhere from Spotify to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, pretty much every podcasting platform you can find the podcast on. But I also wanted to start posting, you know, some of the episodes onto YouTube. So basically, this is an episode from my podcast, and I'm going to put, a few of them on YouTube, probably not all of them, just a few episodes every now and then that I find extra important. Thank you so much for listening to this video, and I hope you enjoy the podcast. Also, if you do, make sure to follow it. I'll put a link in the description so you can go to my podcast and check it out. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome to the CWT Business Audio Show. So for today's episode, I want to talk about this new platform that I launched a few days ago and kind of get into, what it does, who it's for, and why you should join. So the platform's called UBE, and that stands for Ultimate Business Experience, because I kind of want to make a platform where, one, you get amazing business content that's going to help you learn and grow in the business world, but also fun content that you can interact with, because to me, business is actually business is fun. I firmly believe that, so I kind of want to make a fun environment, also a learning environment. Basically, the idea happened because, through the work that I do, I'm in touch with a lot of different startup owners. So I interact with, different entrepreneurs, every single day. And I kind of realized that, one, there's a lot everyone can learn from these people because these people actually went out there and started a successful business. Each one has a different story, but one thing they all have in common is that they all went out there, chose to risk it, and start a business, and then made it in the business world. So through talking to all these different startups and through developing relationships with them and working with them through my business, I kind of realized a lot of these startup owners can learn from each other, for one. And then also people interested in business could learn a lot, from different entrepreneurs. Basically, everyone in the business world has different knowledge that they can teach the other person. And a big part of business, at least in my opinion, is learning. So that is when I kind of decided I need to develop a platform where I can share, all this stuff that I've learned from these different startup owners. Get these startup owners on interviews, publish the content there, and basically build a platform full of knowledge that anyone interested in business and anyone that owns a business would love to hear from, need to hear from, and could learn, so much from. And that's kind of where the idea originated. I have a lot of different ideas for, different content to do. I want to do some exclusive interviews, obviously on this podcast right here. I do a lot of different interviews with startup owners, but I think it's going to be very beneficial to have some exclusive content on, the UBE platform, and kind of make that a place for I want it to be a community basically of startup owners, future startup owners, basically everyone in business to come together and just learn from each other, and learn from the content that I'm producing. And that's really what it all comes down to. But yeah, so I launched that probably a little bit less than a week ago, and I've been basically I've just been really busy, marketing that idea. I've created social media accounts for it. Basically, I'm treating UBE as I would any other business that, has hired me to do their business development. And basically, I'm trying to develop UBE into a thriving company, which, by the way, if you want to join, you can type in patreon.com/ultimatebiz, B-I-Z, or in the description of this podcast, you'll see a link. Just click that and it'll take you right to it. Also, basically, I'm using UBE, I'm trying to market, through all my products, basically like I do for my affiliate marketing services at CWT Business Development. When someone hires me to do affiliate marketing for them, I market them on, all my platforms. I'm kind of doing UBE the same way. I'm treating it just like I would any other client, as I'm marketing it everywhere. And to be honest, we just did the initial launch, and also there's a lot of different marketing work that's going to go into actually expanding it. But I'm honestly gaining customers a lot faster than I originally thought I would. My plan was to do, the social media launch, hopefully get, a few people there, and then focus on the blog, and then start the podcast. And I was kind of I was kind of surprised by like how many signups I got just from social media. Like I originally just launched it on Twitter. Like I put a little tweet out, trying to like garner some attention. Because basically I like this strategy that it's probably in the exact words for it, but I call it like viral marketing, which is continuously building up interest over time. Like let's say you're launching something in a week, like keep tweeting about it like every single day before then, like building up hype, building up interest, and that way when you launch it, people are already familiar with it and they can buy it, and it's a more successful launch day in my opinion. So I didn't do as much as that as I originally do. So I was surprised like the launch was successful as it was. Like I did build up interest, but I didn't really do it as much as I like normally do. But launch day on social media was pretty successful. Like I got a few signups, and then I went out with a blog post, and I put a little sponsored segment on the bottom of all my blog posts, because I post my blog every single day. So they're slowly garnering up more attention, and it's like we're slowly getting more customers. But to me I just don't want UBE to be successful. I want it to be huge. Like I want it to be where because I firmly believe every single person interested in business is interested in UBE. Like every single person that is interested in business or wants to pursue business or just finds it interesting needs to join UBE, because that's a place where you can learn all about different startups, learn about what's going on in the business world, like find all this business advice, and it's like everyone with even small interest in business needs to join. And to me, I'm not done marketing till that happens. Till everyone that has an interest in business is a member of UBE. So the question is like, how do we expand from here? Like obviously I want to keep talking about all my platforms, and those platforms are gaining more followers like every single day. So it's like there's more customers there, but also I'm thinking about starting to run some extra like Instagram ads. I'm really excited to see how that goes, because I'm going to use a very small budget. Like basically my rule of business is never spend more than you're bringing in. Like always keep the revenue higher than the expenses. So it's like they're not gonna spend that much, but I also don't believe you have to with Instagram. Like I always tell people this anytime they're talking about running Instagram ads, but it's like you really don't need to spend that much. Like the way Instagram works is it puts you in front of your target market. If you run the ad campaign right and you only mix with people in your target market like you should be doing, then really you don't have to spend that much to actually go out there and get meaningful interaction, at least in my opinion. So it's like I'm very interested to see kind of like how that goes, and see like the success from my Instagram ads and like the different customers that come in. Obviously everyone listening to this podcast needs to join, as it is insanely helpful and informative, I feel like, and it's also gonna, like anyone interested in business is obviously gonna love the platform. Also it's pretty cheap at just $5 a month, so there's really no reason not to join it. It's like I'm really excited to see the rate of like the Instagram ads and actually building my social medias, because my whole thing, like my business, like CWT business development, this whole thing is like expanding businesses, providing growth, and providing customers so they can get more sales. So it's like actually implementing all I do there, implementing it for a business I own, and like seeing the results of all the work I do, and actually like it puts more in perspective exactly how successful like my affiliate marketing work is, and like how successful my business development skills are. So like my plan is also use this to like get more clients and everything for that in the future. But really, like at the end of the day, the reason I launched UBE, and the reason I'm marketing it, and the reason I want it to succeed is just because I think it would help a lot of people out, and it's just a fun platform. And I've posted a lot of content there already, just over the week, like since the launch. And obviously like August 1st, like start of the new month, I plan to be posting a lot and do like exclusive interviews and stuff like that. So like obviously if you're listening to this right now, you need to join the platform. But really I'm so excited to have like launched this. There's a lot of different projects I take. Like if anyone follows me on Instagram or Twitter, they see this all the time. Where it's like I love starting new projects, I love building things, and I love launching it. And UBE may just be like my favorite thing I've ever built, because to me it's something that I believe is going to help a lot of people, and it's something that I feel like I'm having a lot of fun doing. And it's like I love I love making friends in the business world. I love interacting with the business community, and I feel like UBE has put me in front of, passionate people about business. And also, since I'm already in touch with a lot of startup owners, it's awesome expanding on that and like bringing the knowledge to like new people. And it's just like that's really what it's all about. So like if you're interested in joining, obviously the link will be in the description. Through the podcast, I will be giving like different updates on how that's doing, and like how like as we gain more customers and like gain more revenue and like start doing more projects, like obviously I'll be sharing them here. But really, I'm very excited about this. And I hope everyone out here listening is very excited about it as well. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at CWT Business and on Instagram at CWT Business. You can see more updates about this. Also, I'm very active on both. And, that's really all for this podcast episode. Make sure you follow the podcast on whatever platform you're listening on. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, go ahead and give it a 5-star review. Anyway, that's all.